This is In the Know for Monday, October 20, the 293rd day of 2024. There are 72 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station, 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We'll look back on a busy weekend in sports. There's some highs and some lows, a shakeup in the top 25, and we'll talk about pumpkin carving and outlandish things parents do to get their kids' attention. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beej. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
So you're sporting your Team Misty shirt today.
Yes.
You got that on. That's looking good.
Yes.
I read something this morning that the hot home decoration color of the year, brown, may evoke memories of your grandma's house, but the brown shag rugs, wood paneling, laminate flooring have inspired designers to bring this color back into style. And a little bit of brown sneaks into our decor, but mostly green is the overarching theme. But does this mean after brown goes out that the avocado green is coming back in?
I don't know.
We're going to get avocado green washers and dryers and refrigerators, and I certainly hope not. I think I'm out on that fad. He is a 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's a 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley, and the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm all right. The audience hasn't seen you since your big Thursday night exciting trip to Cincinnati for the Bengals game. Your sports weekend got off to a good start.
Yeah. It was a good night at Paycor Stadium. Late night, but definitely worth it. Makes the drive a lot easier.
I guess I do want to be technical about things. Would your sports weekend have actually begun on Tuesday with the Hilltoppers, or would you have associated that with the previous weekend?
That's the close of the previous week, at least in my eyes. I think Wednesday is when it starts new for me, at least.
So you got things off to a good start then yesterday. Well, you got your WKU hat on, so that's why I was wondering if you were, how you calculated that. So anyway, good to have you back. And are you a bit tired? You worked very hard this weekend.
Yeah, no, my voice is struggling a little bit. It's been running wild, really, these last couple of days.
Is it
between here, there, and everywhere? Is
your voice temperature change wise, or is it fatigue wise?
Yes.
Okay, a little bit of both. All right, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, a lot of fatigue. I know that Center, they played Saturday night, and if they would have gone into overtime, it would not have been good, because I was sounding more and more like Marv Albert as the game went along.
Okay. Well, rest your voice for a moment. I'll circle back to you in a few minutes. We're going to have a quiet start to the work week. Sunny and pleasant today with highs in the 60s. In the short term, windy with a few showers for your Tuesday. The coolest day of the week will be Wednesday, or at least that's the forecast. 60 will be your high on Wednesday. Then we'll stay in the lower to mid 60s for the end of the work week. We'll get a little bit warmer for the weekend, and warmer yet again this time next week. So we'll see a high of 70 next Monday and Tuesday. So on a little bit of a roller coaster, just kind of easing into the cooler season of the year. We did get some rain Saturday night into Sunday morning, but didn't rain, I think, as much as I expected that it might. And then the wind didn't blow quite. I mean, it was gusty, but it didn't blow quite as hard as I thought that it possibly could as well. Now, I shared this with you, I think, this time last week, or, well, I guess this time last week, tomorrow. I don't see a frost for our area in the foreseeable forecast. So if you look into the extended forecast into the first of the month, I don't see frost likely for our zip codes until beyond the first of the month next month. There is a chance off to our north, some friends of ours in southern Indiana, et cetera, could get a frost late week, but I don't believe that's headed for us, in case you're keeping an eye on your vegetation outside like someone I know is. Sunny and a high of 68 today, increasing clouds 54 tonight, breezy, mostly sunny for your Tuesday, and a high of 68 is what you can expect for today. President Trump, he has sort of moved on from the Mideast peace deal, and now he's digging in more on trying to create peace in Ukraine. He's still scheduled to meet with Vladimir Putin in Hungary in the next couple of weeks, but he did mention this week that over the weekend that the Donbas region of Ukraine will have to be cut up to end the Russian invasion. He even said that everybody should stop exactly where they are and just go home. That's what he's trying to compel them into doing. I doubt he's going to have a whole lot of luck at that, but that's at least his line currently. The police pursuit of a convicted felon who had absconded from parole that began in Hart County came to an end off Peonia Road in Grayson County. That happened last night. The sheriff's office was alerted about 7:30 that a pursuit on Cub Run Highway, which was Highway 88 in Hart County, was entering Grayson County. The pursuit began after police noticed a Chevy Impala had expired registration. It entered Grayson County on Peonia Road, reached speeds at least 104 miles per hour, turned onto Indian Cliff Road in the 9800 block of Peonia Road, where the pursuit ended. 40-year-old James Arthur Butler of Hodgenville fled on foot, but was then pretty quickly taken into custody. EMS was dispatched to the scene as well. He was arrested by the Munfordville Police Department, according to the Hart County Jail, and charged with 2 counts of fleeing or evading police, multiple counts of first-degree wanton endangerment of a police officer, etc. If you look at his, I guess you would call it a rap sheet, he has over 30 arrests on his record throughout his life. A teenager has been charged with threatening to commit a shooting at Kentucky Wesleyan College in Owensboro. The Owensboro Police Department said officers responded on Tuesday to a disturbance on East 23rd Street. They encountered 19-year-old Josiah James of Owensboro, who had multiple self-inflicted cuts to his arms requiring medical treatment. While being transported to the hospital, police said James made statements indicating that he had a desire to commit a shooting at Kentucky Wesleyan College. Officers The Criminal Investigations Division executed a search warrant at his residence. They located multiple firearms, several hundred rounds of ammunition in a backpack. They also seized multiple electronic devices from him, which led to the discovery of hundreds of internet searches on school shootings. Upon being released from the hospital on Friday, he was arrested and charged with second-degree terroristic threatening, etc. So, it just makes you scared to death on how many people like that are floating around, walking around, that go unnoticed or undetected, and then something tragic happens. So, luckily they got him before he could carry that out. This time, we're about 13 months away from the election day, which will decide who will succeed longtime Senator Mitch McConnell, representing Kentucky in the United States Senate. And so you have primary in May, where each party will choose their nominee, and then there will be a general election just about 13 months from now, a little less than 13 months from now, of course. It'll be in early November, along with other county races. It's going to be a big election day this time next year. But one of the reasons that I mention it today is some of the fundraising totals are being released and showing who has the resources to fund and execute a campaign and who does not. And Daniel Cameron is banking on his name recognition to overcome his lackluster fundraising efforts in the Kentucky Senate race. Daniel made a calculated decision also. He went against, he chose the president over McConnell earlier this year in what probably seemed like a smart move. But when you alienate your longtime supporter, who is a powerhouse of a fundraiser, If he withdraws his support, then you're maybe stuck. You're with no man without a country, if you will. So he is going to have. He's made appeals. You know, he needs help. He's needs a grassroots effort. So Andy Barr seems to be making the most noise. The Nate Morris crowd is running quite a bit of advertising, but then you've seen some PACs that are coming out against Nate Morris as well. But I don't know where Daniel Cameron goes from here. He already lost one statewide election in a extremely pro-President Trump state when most all the other Republicans won. From the top of the ticket down, he lost to Andy Beshear, and so I don't know what that says about his candidacy for the Senate seat, but he has, I guess he has about 8 months to figure it out, a little less than 8 months, because the primary election will be in late May. So, okay, what else to update you on? Cooler weather. Public health officials are warning that cooler weather is on the way, so that's going to bring more flu, RSV, etc. So make sure you consult with your healthcare professionals. Corvette Museum is building a 66,000 square foot facility to display Corvettes and Corvette artifacts. It's their first building addition since 2009, and it will be a standalone 66,000 square foot facility. I don't know how they'll be linked. There'll obviously be a way to, route people from that original kind of iconic looking building to whatever this new building design will be. But their current museum is 115,000 square feet, so they're adding about half that size to this expansion. They are receiving, as time goes by, you get more and more artifacts, more Corvettes that need to be housed. But one thing that they picked up recently, they have a 1967 Corvette Stingray once owned by astronaut Neil Armstrong that was recently donated to the museum. So that'd be cool. I'd kind of like to see that. Neil Armstrong, pretty famous. Anglers and waterfowl hunters can once again use their Kentucky resident licenses to fish or hunt certain waters shared with neighboring states, as new reciprocal agreements with several bordering states has taken effect. You can find more information on their website, but the fishing agreements are the Ohio River, Mississippi River, Kentucky Lake, Dale Hollow Lake, Big South Fork of Cumberland River, Big Sandy River, and Tug Fork River are where the reciprocal agreements, where if you start in Kentucky and end up in Tennessee or another area, then your licensure is still valid in those states. Cougar football got a victory on Friday night under the lights at Grayson County High School. Sam, it made your Thursday night was good. Your Friday night was good. What was your takeaway from Warren Central's trip to Litchfield?
Yeah, it was a good win for Grayson County. They played well. I mean, there were some moments in that game where even, I mentioned to Coach Jones after, and I said, listen, you might say I'm insane for saying this, but I said, I think it's, as you had some moments tonight where you looked as good as you've looked in the past couple of years, and you can combine the two seasons where you combined to go 19-4 or whatever it was. Just on how good they looked and played really well. And he said, yeah, I agree. We looked really good. And he said that it was probably their best week of practice that they've had in a long time. And he's hoping that for the kids that they learn that you practice well, it transitions and plays well on Friday. But the Cougars won 30-12, and really it wasn't even that close. So now you could say their magic number is 1 on clinching a playoff spot.
1 is the number that they're reaching, huh?
Yes. So they need Barron County to beat Warren Central, or if the Cougars beat Bowling Green on Friday night, then they're in, which would be just fine with me.
I saw a couple of people say Ethan Mudd for president. I think I saw that notification.
Yeah,
Something like that?
Ethan had a good game. Jamison Buster had a good game. Lane Beasley had a field goal as well. There were a bunch of really good moments for Grayson County in that game for sure.
I was never under any false illusion that Kentucky was going to be victorious on Saturday night at Kroger Field, but it was an entertaining contest, and both coaching staff showed that they at times don't know what they're doing. So the Texas Longhorns were victorious in overtime on a winning field goal Did you get to see any of the game or any of the highlights after your center game?
See, no. When I got into my car in Danville, it was right about the start of the fourth quarter. So I got to listen to the end of the game, and I always enjoy listening to Jeff Picoro because he as much as an analyst, he is very much a fan. And
Yes.
you see Picoro ride with the waves, and he was having some moments where he was none too thrilled about what was happening.
And at the end of the game, it turned out it didn't matter because they were able to send it to overtime. But late in the game, all they had to do was not kick it to the one kid. I mean, they could have kicked it out of bounds, and they would have been just fine. But they had big problems. So just that SEC win, just a little bit elusive for Mark Stoops and his team. The University of Louisville kicked off their weekend in exciting style. They played down in Miami, and an interception with about 27 seconds to go sealed the victory for U of L, winning, I think it's the first time since 2016 that they had defeated a top 2 team. Miami was, I guess, 4-0, and then U of L was able to be victorious on did you get to see any of it? The highlights of it? It was pretty dramatic at the end.
Well, so John, my partner on Friday Night Football, he's a
Card
fan.
That's right.
So he was following it on his phone, and he would occasionally drop only positive updates during the game. It was funny. But I have YouTube TV, so I pulled it up, and as I pulled it up, the final interception was happening because it was in the fifth quarter show. And it was funny watching him be distracted during Coach Jones's interview a little bit and watching the end of the game and so on. And then finally it ended, so I was able to close it out, and we were able to do it. But yeah, no, he was very thrilled about a Louisville victory.
I had some travel clients at the game, so I tuned in late just to see how it was going to turn out. So it ended up well for the U of L fans, so that's good. Shake up in the top 25. U of L gets into the top 25 for the first time this season. Vandy is a top 10 football team for the first time since 1947 after their victory over LSU. So you got 10 SEC teams that are in the top 25 this week. Ohio State remains at number 1. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the rest of his Blue Jays forced a Game 7 last night. So Game 7 will be tonight. And, they're on schedule for tonight, I believe. And then NASCAR yesterday. Chase Briscoe won, I think, yesterday. I think that was Briscoe got into the playoffs, and now they got one race before the championship is set and all that stuff. So anyway, busy weekend in sports. We'll come back. We're going to talk about what today is, pumpkin carving tips and outlandish things that parents have done in order to get their children's attention. Coming up here on In the Know.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
Today, successful small businesses are lean, portable, and focused. If you're running your own business, you need to stay in tune to your customers, vendors, and employees. That doesn't leave much time for processing payroll and reporting, much less the overall performance of your business. The firm of Buckles, Travis, and Hart has a full offering of services for small businesses. Payroll processing, tax liability, unemployment, and financial reporting, just to name a few. Think of them like a built-in business manager, but they don't get sick and they don't ask for time off. Call or contact today to help get your business focused across the board. Buckles, Travis, and Hart, 270-259-5604, GraysonCPAs.com.
By now, you've probably heard about Litchfield's first gun and knife show at the Center on Main. If you haven't, don't worry. Join us October 25th for an event you won't forget. Vendor registration is open, but hurry. Only 4 to 5 spots available. Just $25 per table. Admission is $5 at the door, and kids 12 and under get in free. Whether you're a collector or just curious, there's something for everyone. Email info@visitlitchfield.com for more details. Don't miss out.
Not everyone's cut out for the open road. Some folks like the steady 9 to 5. Others crave the call of the wild or the unpredictability of a snowstorm. That's where Youngblood Excavating steps in. If you've got a Class A or B CDL and ADOT medical certificate, we need you for our snowplow team. Part-time on-call November through April. Answer the call and earn $32.50 per hour. If you're up for the challenge, contact Youngblood Excavating on Facebook. Drive with purpose. Drive with Youngblood. Call 270-804-3999.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education, close to home, at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start October 20th. Visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
Fall in Kentucky isn't just football season. It's hunting season. It's fishing season. It's game time outdoors. Get your license, permits, and all you need at fw.ky.gov. Sponsored by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife.
Meta is ending the Messenger standalone desktop app for Windows and Mac computers. As first reported by Apple Insider, the company says that on December the 15th, users will have to go to Facebook's website to access Messenger. Meta says you might want to activate secure storage and set up a PIN so you can save your chat history. Google is among the tech giants trying to move away from China's supply chains. Sources tell Nikkei Asia that Google wants more production in Thailand. Microsoft and Amazon Web Services are also looking to move away from China as trade tensions remain red hot between Washington and Beijing. And Paxos, PayPal's blockchain partner, accidentally minted $300 trillion worth of PayPal's stablecoin on Wednesday. Described as a technical error, the coins were burned off and the problem fixed in about 20 minutes. Stablecoins are digital currency tied to a fixed asset, in this case, the U.S. dollar. There aren't enough dollars in the world to back $300 trillion of PayPal's stablecoin, which would take about double the world's total GDP. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
You are my treasure. You are my treasure. You are my treasure. Yeah, you are my treasure. You are my treasure. You are my treasure. Yeah, you are treasure.
Today is International Day of the Air Traffic Controller. I guess they're all working right now without getting paid, at least in the United States. I've shared before, a lot of kids want to grow up and they want to be firefighters, police officers, etc. That's what I thought I wanted to be when I was a kid, was an air traffic controller. It is Suspenders Day.
Listen, there are times I need a pair.
Well, there are many men, the old man trick. They call it the insurance policy. They wear a belt and suspenders. Like, my trousers aren't going anywhere.
I have some at Vandalay Industries. I probably should just snag them.
Some suspenders.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the suspenders very often anymore.
No, not too much. They're kind of an interesting look.
You might catch a glimpse at like an old country store where they're sitting around drinking coffee.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I feel like you'll see young kids wear them, and then you get to a certain age where you wear them again. It's like in the middle age portions you don't. Like you'll see, especially for a kid at a wedding or something, you'll see them break out the suspenders.
Yes.
Yep.
Mama does the high socks and the suspenders for the Easter outfit. Mm-hmm.
So there's the little kid era, and there's the old man era, and in between you have Robin Williams. Remember that was his signature look was in his stand-up was his rainbow suspenders. It's Adjust Your Chair Day. And it's Chicken and Waffles Day. I heard them having a discussion last hour about chicken and waffles. I'm down on chicken and waffles. I don't mean I'm down with it. Like let's have it. It's like I don't want it. I don't want it.
You ever had it?
Chicken and waffles. I'm not 100% sure.
I feel like it's one of those things that he's not going to want just because it was like a big deal, but he also doesn't care for waffles or pancakes or things of that nature.
Well,
he likes French toast.
Part of their discussion was French toast is the best.
So would you have chicken and French toast?
I could.
He probably would.
I probably could.
French toast first,
I would
though.
definitely try
Probably
it.
the sweet first.
I guess I don't understand. Some people this morning were saying that it's chicken with a bone and with waffles. And like, if you have to touch it, what's the point? I could see a chicken fillet or something but I just don't want my sweet. I don't want my sweet and my salty to be like to mix up.
I'm okay with it. I mean,
you like a McGriddle.
I do.
I don't like a McGriddle.
See, my
It's like,
problem is syrup. So it doesn't say chicken, waffles, and syrup.
Mm-hmm.
So
True.
I had a plain Eggo waffle with Brady this weekend.
Did you? Yeah,
did.
Mr. Brady was around. So I do need to share this. Brady's learning sign language before he's learning a lot of vocabulary words.
Yes. He's
And-
doing it to express himself so that we can cut down on frustration.
Sure, yes, but he's doing a very good job of learning it.
Yes.
He's learning the more, so so if he wants more, he's learning the all finished. Like he does this, I'm all finished. But yesterday morning, he was playing a game with Granddad. You know the old game where you drop it, the kid drops it just to see how many times that someone will pick it up.
Yeah.
Brady excels at that game. But he was playing with
So
his.
does Granddad.
Did you call it a toonie?
It's a Tony,
A Tony.
actually.
So it's
I
little.
had
You,
it wrong.
you put your figurines on it, and then it plays different genres. And currently, he's enjoying Spookly. So he dropped Spookly in the floor, and he said, "Uh-oh."
Uh-oh.
Like that's you need to pick that up. Uh-oh, I dropped that. You need to pick it up. So I stood up to pick it up. Before I did, I said, "Can you say please?" And he did the sign language for please. He rubbed his heart. And I was like, did he just do that? And he did. So, of course, he dropped it again and said, uh-oh. And so I said, can you say please? And he gave me the sign for please again. And so I thought, well, look at this kid. Communicate. He's got
He
manners
is-
already.
Yeah, he's great. This is a great fun age.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Speaking of, we need to track down a boo bucket for Brady. The iconic boo buckets are coming back to McDonald's for Halloween. So you got 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now. They put the Happy Meals in there. They've got 5 different faces: ghost, pumpkin, goblin, cat, and zombie.
I'm sure I can take care of that for you.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, if there's one person that can do it, it is her.
Oh yeah, she's got
Because if it
she's got
exists,
skills.
she'll find it.
Right?
Are
you
we
looking for anything in particular?
are
Sam?
we going to do any pumpkin carving? Do you know?
I don't know.
We probably will at
Absolutely.
some point in time. Here are some power tools that you can use for pumpkin carving. I've used a Dremel. You can use a jigsaw. You can use a sawzall. You can use an oscillating saw. You can also use a power drill. And on the power drill, they do the different, the brush thing that we have now. You can, like, if you needed to brush the skin off the side. So
Yeah,
I've
I
never
think I'm
tried
going to
those.
borrow your kit.
the Dremel kit,
The
Or is
whole,
it-
yeah, the whole shebang.
the whole shebang, to see what you can come up with. All right, that's fair.
When the children are not around.
Oh, okay. Power
Right?
tools. That's fine.
Well, I don't want them to know.
We have, it came up on the show again recently, I think, when Whitney was with us. She was expressing, I guess, the challenges of having stair-stepped children. She has 3 children spread over 8 years, I think she said, 8 to 10 years.
That's about right.
And so she was talking about the challenges of those and dealing with them individually and dealing with them differently. And I shared with her what turned out to be, I know you think as well, is a brilliant move by my mother when I was a teenager, close to being a young man,
Too old.
too old to be leaving dishes in the bedroom and not returning them, etc. So I came in late one night to find that if I wanted to go to bed, I was going to have to reach a resolution with the dishes because they were in the bed.
Covered up.
All spread out and all covered up. So
Like
there was
she had made his bed, right? So he gets in
Yes.
there like, ooh, I'm going to curl up in my nicely, freshly made bed.
not so fast, And of course, everybody was asleep supposedly except for her. She's in there snickering,
Of course she is, right?
and so good for her. But
Did you
it
not just put them on the floor and worry about them the next day?
I have a feeling I didn't, but I can't recall to this day exactly what I did with them. But
Something tells me you're going to get a text message here in about
I can't wait.
a minute and a half to explain what
message-
exactly you did.
Message heard, at
Yes.
least, and a very memorable lesson. And to which Whitney said, "Oh, I love that idea." And so we have also talked about, we've had fun with my mom over the years with, she took a parenting class at some point in time or, something. And she came up with the Boogle basket.
Fantastic.
If it was left laying out in the house, you didn't tidy up after yourself, that item went in the Boogle basket and you were not allowed to have it back, etc., for some period of time,
Yeah.
trying to modify behavior.
And that even counted. If it were your tennis shoes and you needed them for gym, too bad, so sad.
She also had 3 stair-stepped children that she was trying to deal with in different ways. But that prompted me into taking an extra look at the totally outlandish things, if you will, that parents have done to teach their kids a lesson. Silvana said, woke up to every single door on my car wide open. Not because it got broken into, but because my dad is trying to teach me a lesson about leaving my car unlocked.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope there's one in there about signing school papers.
Gwendy says, I took all the cords for electronics away. Worst I've done, the things they would do for chargers and HDMI cords. Oh, yeah. You hold the chargers hostage and you can get them to do about anything you want to.
We have someone close that just did that.
Chelsea said,
Works well.
still laughing at the time my parents punished me by taking away my iPhone and giving me a Nokia for a month. You talk about being primitive. Being busted
and
back
made
to
fun of.
You can only play Snake.
and you
That's
you
good
even
stuff.
don't even have a QWERTY keyboard. You know,
Right?
you I mean, it took forever.
It did.
Used to take 3 times forever to text. Jenny Yates said, my mother repeatedly told me and my sister, if you don't stop fighting over who gets to jump on the trampoline, I'm going to get rid of it. We laughed and continued to fight over it. And one day she walked outside with a huge knife and cut the fabric in half. And that was that.
Get it. Mad respect for that. Mad respect.
Audrey said, my dad got tired of my sister slamming doors, so he took the door off the hinges and burned it in the front yard. That was about 20 years ago. Recently, he admitted he only made a spectacle about burning it since he had already planned on buying upgraded doors for the house in the future.
Smart man.
It totally worked, though.
Yep.
Now I use the story to teach my own kids not to slam their doors.
That's great.
Sean said, when I was 7, I wanted to go as Mario for Halloween. I ended up getting in trouble in school, and my mom punished me by getting me a Luigi. I like splitting the difference. It's not, I'm going to ruin your Halloween. Like, you
Right.
can't participate in Halloween, but you don't get to be the thing you want.
Nobody wants to be Luigi.
No, nobody wants. It's like you have to flip a coin. That's the losing end of a bet with your friend if you need to go as like a Mario and Luigi. While on a trip, my kids were fighting over a toy in the back seat of the car. I asked them to stop a number of times. I finally reached back, grabbed the toy, rolled down the passenger side window, and tossed the toy out.
Yep.
They were well behaved the rest of the trip, and every trip after that, actually.
Yeah.
Bold move.
Right?
I mean, sometimes you got to get creative.
I love it.
Tammy said, I had a coworker who once told me she was having trouble with her teenage son exhibiting rebellious behavior. So she took all his favorite things and plastic wrapped them to the dining room table where he could see them every time he walked through to the bedroom. She said it worked. He gradually earned it all back. He's grown up now and has a family of his own, and they often visit.
Well, that's good. Thanks.
good-
I'm glad
good-
you still
good to hear.
visit.
I think that's the Boogle was a minimal version of that, right? Not quite so drastic. Jenny says, my dad one time came in the house and claims that everyone was watching TV and no one even acknowledged him. So he walked over to the TV and cut the cord. I hope it wasn't the power cord that you went cutting into.
Well, and I hope he has another TV.
He probably had a TV in his
Right.
bedroom or his shop or wherever he's
Yeah.
hiding, etc. Yeah, that would have been.
That may be overkill.
And Danielle said, my son just put a pizza in the oven, then went up to his room without setting the timer. I might I might have to burn down the house just to teach him a lesson. Oh, yeah. Alea was in the kitchen yesterday, and now in our Amazon checkout cart, there is a fire extinguisher, which we do not have. It's like, yeah, we've wife needed one of those anyway, but if we're going to be cooking in the kitchen, I think we probably need an extra layer of
Graduated
protection.
from the Easy Bake Oven.
Yeah, yes, we
Oh
have.
boy.
We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Today's Did You Know? We'll also have the weekend box office totals and more coming up here on In the Know.
When I'm counting every dollar, I don't overthink it. I look no further than McDonald's under $3 McValue menu. Why? Because I can start my day with breakfast faves like a tasty sausage McMuffin or refreshing any size iced coffee for just $2 each. Or if I'm craving something later in the day, no problem. You know, a crisp ice cold Coke or a $2.99 ranch snack wrap always hits just right. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
At Holiday World's Happy Halloween weekends, the fun never ends. In fact, it's been sweetened. As the sun sinks low, there's a thrill in the air. Thunderbird, Hallow Swings, ride if you dare. 500 drones in the sky start to swirl. Free soft drinks and candy, 'cause it's Holiday World.
Happy Halloween weekends are back at Holiday World through October 26th. All your Halloween favorites plus the all-new Dino Corn Maze. Get tickets at holidayworld.com.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-458-3124. 800-458-3124. 800-458-3124.
Discover the power of peace with Blanton Electric's Generac automatic standby generators. Tailored for those who refuse to be left in the dark, these generators promise unmatched reliability when the power grid fails. Enjoy flexible financing options and the assurance of seamless energy. And with Blanton Electric, you receive more than just power. You get Troy's expertise and a free quote, serving Grayson County and beyond with Generac generators. Call 270-723-0838 or visit BlantonElectricINC.com.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Youngblood Excavating Snowplow Team.
Twin Lakes weather.
Sunny and pleasant today with highs in the 60s. We'll have a few extra clouds overhead with a passing front tonight falling down into the 40s and low 50s. Tomorrow back into the 60s for highs. A whole lot of sunshine across the region, but it will be windy with gusts near 30 miles per hour possible. We'll see some cooler weather by your Wednesday. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Get real with the fever on the dance floor. Now who got the fever for the flames? Who can dig the way that I flex on a track? Conclusion rampage. Wicked Rick on point with the knife I stop for my lip. That be rolling the mad.
Did you know the typewriter was invented before the fountain pen?
Okay.
Typewriter invented
Interesting.
before the fountain pen,
What
not the
year?
ballpoint pen. I don't know the year that happened, but it's. I remember the first typewriter I believe that I ever had access to. I think my aunts, maybe either Kathy or Peggy or one of them, at the basement at Mama and Papa's, they had an old typewriter. I presume it was something having to do with them, but maybe not. It might have been one of my grandparents. I don't know. But it was the old one, that you click, but they would always stick together. Like if you didn't do it exactly right, if you click the R and the, something close together and they went up there and they got stuck.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, you got to get them unstuck. So they were by the time I got to high school, the IBM Selectric 2s were quite advanced compared.
Yeah, I think we were still using those by the time I rolled through there.
Yeah, probably so. We had, even into around 2000, 2001, we were still using them in the company here. So,
It's still here. I have it.
oh, well, you do have one? Okay,
I still have the one. Yeah, it's like a relic. Are you kidding me?
very good. Is it
Got to
next
show
year?
Leia that.
She has
You
seen
say,
it.
what
She's
is it?
actually
She has?
used it. Oh, and guess what I found this weekend?
What?
My Memorex floppy disk.
Oh, good.
Do you know how excited I was? Oh my goodness.
The weekend box office, speaking of the weekend, Black Phone 2 led the weekend box office. I don't know what it's about, but it won the weekend box office with $26.5 million. Tron, Ares secured second place with $11 million. They dropped 65% in the second weekend and 10-day domestic total of $54 million. Good Fortune debuted in third place. One Battle After Another claimed fourth spot with just $4 million in ticket sales. And then Roofman, that's Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst, rounded out the top five. Sabrina Carpenter was the guest and musical guest and host of SNL this weekend. I thought it was a good episode. They did a really good job.
I even watched a few minutes of it.
across
I was
the
flipping
board,
through
you
the
did?
channels when I got back the other night because there was a football game on. We went to halftime and I popped on and I watched, maybe 5 minutes of it.
She did a good job. I actually watched both of her musical performances. A lot of time the artists, if I don't really know them very well, I just kind of skip through that part. But I was curious to know. I know what her recorded music sounds like. I was like, oh, I wonder how she does live, and she really did a really good job with the live.
I think I heard maybe that the person trying to catch an F-bomb or two might have missed one or two.
Yeah, which surprised me because the edited version of that, it's in the second performance, not in the first one. And so, but my ears, I thought, did I hear that right? Because
Especially because presuming the person in charge of that would look up the song and maybe be prepared for when it comes, because it's not like that. It's not like she's going to put the F-bomb in the first verse instead of the second verse on the or something like that.
So I'm on the record for just this slow degradation, like the things that are said on television now that just commonly, whatever, ASS or whooping or what, like just I'm gonna go, what are we doing? And so everywhere you go, like we see kids at the beach that are throwing F-bombs around, and it's like, oh my gosh, like what is this really where we're at? And so when I heard that the other night, I actually wondered, I was like, so have we decided? Are they testing the waters? Have they decided to let this go and just see what's going to happen? Because really, the word is used so much now in sports and in entertainment and everywhere, it almost doesn't mean anything. We've like taken a word that was like the ultimate cuss word, and it's everywhere you go now. And so it just makes you wonder, well, but if everyone says it, then is it really a cuss word? I don't like it, but it just kind of makes me wonder where we are. So speaking of SNL, they have revealed the next three hosts for their November episodes. Miles Teller will be November 1st, so that's 2 weeks ago from this last Saturday night. Brandi Carlile is the musical guest. She'll make her fourth SNL appearance. Miles Teller will be hosting for the second time. Nikki Glazer will make her hosting debut November 8th. Somber is the musical guest. Skip. She's hosting the Golden Globes again, and she has a Netflix stand-up special, so that's what she's promoting. And then Glenn Powell will host for the first time November 15th, and the musical guest will be Olivia Dean. When I read that list, it occurred to me...
I don't think you're thinking of the same Somber's a man.
Yeah, I said Somber, I'll skip through.
Oh, I thought you said Somber, she's hosting SNL, and I was like, and I didn't know if you had been misremembering as to who that was. I was like, I don't think I know who that is, and I just looked him up.
Nikki Glazer is hosting.
Okay. I just
hosting.
misheard you. Okay.
I had just completely dismissed Somber because one, never heard of him. Two, couldn't name a song by him. And so that I was mimicking what I will do when I get to that part. Skip.
He's young.
Skip,
I mean, he's only 20, so he.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why so somber?
Yeah, I don't even know what kind of music he is. Indie alternative rock though. So you might enjoy it a little bit.
Maybe he should see a counselor. If he's all somber, maybe he should find someone to talk
Well,
to.
I'm assuming you don't like him just based on the fact that he isn't spelling somber correctly too, right?
Well, that would be part of it. But I've got I've got other people I could pick fights with. Like the people in Morgantown. I could pick fights with them over spelling of things. But isn't Miles Teller and Glenn Powell, aren't they the same thing? Like, are they the same person?
I'm so out of anything like this.
I mean,
that I couldn't tell you at all.
If you ask a 20 to 30-year-old woman, they would say, no, they're probably very different because they enjoy both of them.
Well, but I know what Glenn Powell looks like because of Top Gun Maverick, and got that. But then, isn't Miles Teller also in Top Gun Maverick? And so I couldn't imagine what they both look like. They both are the same person to me. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We got to get to a break. Point to Ponder coming up, and Chart Toppers, Pearl of Wisdom, and more around the corner here on In the Know.
Teresa had a stroke 18 years ago. She doesn't have control over her hands the way she once did. She has a hard time doing simple things in life, like styling her own hair. When she goes to the beauty salon, she leaves with a smile. She feels beautiful. But as soon as she washes her hair, it all falls flat, and she can't get it to look the way the stylist does. Andrew, Teresa's husband of nearly 45 years, knows how much joy a new hairstyle brings her. He wants her to feel great about her hair every day, not just a few times a month. So he went to his wife's salon and bought the hair products that he needed to recreate his wife's look at home. Then Teresa's hairstylist taught him how to use it all. Andrew spent hours practicing with a brush, a curling iron, and hairspray. He's not ready to declare mastery over hairstyling, but he sure enjoys seeing the smile on Teresa's face. Expressions of love, like Andrew's, are inspiring. Sadly, you don't hear about them very often. The media gets better ratings when they expose the latest gossip on marriages that don't work out. And that's too bad. We need to hear more stories like Teresa and Andrew's. They remind us that every marriage has obstacles to overcome, and most couples hang in there when things get tough. Not only do they find a way to stay together, they turn their challenges into the very thing that deepens their love. To help your marriage thrive, go to FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Fall in Kentucky isn't just football season. It's hunting season. It's fishing season. It's game time outdoors. Get your license, permits, and all you need at fw.ky.gov. Sponsored by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife.
20 ribeyes for $39.
The Backyard Butchers are here right now with 20 ribeye steaks for only $39. That's less than $2 a steak. Just look for the big red truck in the parking lot right now at AutoZone Auto Parts in Litchfield. Stock up and save on bulk meat specials. 20 ribeye steak for $39. Just look for the big red truck in the parking lot right now at AutoZone Auto Parts in Litchfield. And for a limited time, get 2 pounds of crab legs for $39. Go to backyardbutchers.com for more info. Cash, credit, debit, and EBT accepted. That's backyardbutchers.com.
MB's point to ponder for today. I'm doing double ponder. Sam, do you have a freezer full of ribeyes now after your weekend?
No, in fact, I was looking into potentially getting some, but I realized my freezer probably doesn't have space for it.
Oh.
My freezer's not very big,
Well,
and
thought
I
you
only
might
have the one.
You might have eaten them already as well. MB's point to ponder for today. If you could take one historical figure out for lunch, who would you choose? If you could take one historical figure out for lunch, who would you choose? This was nearly impossible to me. I thought, oh my goodness, how would I narrow this down?
Alive or dead?
I was thinking in the terms of dead. I was thinking it's like
Vin Scully.
Vin Scully, interesting.
But do you think that's a bad? Do you think that's a bad answer?
She doesn't know who Vin Scully is. That's
No,
why
I
she
don't,
didn't.
but
He's arguably one of the best play-by-play broadcasters of all time.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Long-time baseball guy.
Okay, so Lucille Ball.
Okay.
Or maybe Barbara Walters.
Barbara Wawa. Interesting. I didn't see that one coming. I just kind of went with the default. I decided I would just choose Abraham Lincoln.
I feel like that's too easy of one to say.
Well, I know. That's why it was nearly impossible. I went biblical. I went, okay, who from the Bible would I want to talk to most? Jesus would be the obvious answer. But then I thought, well, that's too easy. Everybody's going to say, well, what did you learn at church today? About God? Like, oh, okay, can you be more specific? So that's why I tried to at least, I thought I would say President Reagan. But President Reagan, he is on film and he is recorded enough that you got plenty of Reagan content. I was looking for someone that you've never actually had an opportunity. There are no recorded conversations, if you will.
Yeah, like Michelle Obama would be interesting, but she's alive.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can, if they force me to talk to her, I'll send you instead.
Well, I'll take her or Hillary.
You would?
Yeah.
Not because you necessarily like them. Like,
I mean, I'm not over here doing somersaults, but I can't do that anyway. So.
hell no.
But I would. I mean, I would find them to be extremely interesting.
I'd say they would be interesting. I think they would not be happy when our lunch was over.
Well, I mean, so even if he qualified as historical, you all are going to say you can't take Snoop, right? So, all right. So then I was going to go.
The last time I checked, he's alive.
Right.
Yeah,
so
he's
that's why I said, but even if it had been alive, there would have been a disclaimer in there. You can't take
What about
Snoop,
Tupac?
So. Ooh. Ugh.
So we could ask him who killed him? No, I think it would be before death. On TV tonight, The Voice,
Notorious.
Name That Tune on Fox, TV We Love on the CW, Buccaneers at Lions on Monday Night Football, and Game 7. This says Seattle at Toronto. So
That football game should be pretty good.
Well, I mean, you can't beat a Game 7, basically in anything. So it's a winner takes all. They played last night, so do they eliminate a travel day? Is like they don't
Well,
they
it's in Toronto no matter what.
Oh, it's 2-3-2. That's right.
Yes.
I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go because in the 5 games they do 2-2-1. So that's why it
Correct.
was-
Correct. Yes, but obviously since Toronto's the 1 seed, they get the home field advantage.
Today's highlight in history. This day, 1944, General MacArthur waded ashore in his return to the Philippines. Also, the U.S. Senate ratified the Louisiana Purchase Estate in 1803. Juan Marichal is 88 today. Keith Hernandez is 72 today. A couple of baseball players, one Hall of Famer, one not. Viggo Mortensen is 67. Kamala Harris is 61. John Krasinski is 46 today. Snoop D-O-double-G is 54 today. I saw the Snoop Dogg cookbook out in the house. It was in the kitchen Saturday morning. I was like, are we having Snoop Dogg cooking for this weekend? She said, no, I have to find another place for the book. Okay, so check this Gone But Not Forgotten list out. 1632, Sir Christopher Wren, the astronomer, mathematician, architect. You might not know him as well. 1882, Bela Lugosi, who played Dracula. Grandpa Jones in 1913, Dr. Joyce Brothers in 1927, Mickey Mantle in 1931, William Christopher, who played Father Mulcahy on MASH in 1932, Jerry Orbach from Law and Order, but he played Baby's daddy on Dirty Dancing.
Love.
And Tom Petty was born this date in 1950.
Okay.
Pretty good list.
Yeah.
Chart toppers.
Won't back down.
1948. Gordon McRae, Hair of Gold, Eyes of Blue.
Planned to leave on Monday, but she held me kind of tight.
Sam, do you know any tobacco-chewing women from Tennessee who want to go see the Vols play on Saturday night?
Why would you want to sell them to Tennessee fans?
Because Kentucky fans, most of them do. Kentucky fans wouldn't be dumb, according to Ryan Lemon. Kentucky fans won't be
she
dumb
doesn't
enough to buy
understand
tickets.
your reference.
That's right. Ryan Lemon always says that the women from Tennessee, Tennessee Vol fans are tobacco-chewing, spitting women. Little Richard, keep it knocking, number 1 in 57. All right, let's go to the 1960s. Sam, I haven't been to a night game at K. Roger Field, and since they put in all the new lights and all the new ribbon boards and all that, I've never even been there at night to see it.
Well, the last night game I went to, we only got one half of a night game.
Oh, yeah.
And we had to wait until like 11 o'clock, I think is what time that game started, or 10, or I don't even remember what time it was. That was the Southern Miss? Was that who they played that night, I think?
Yeah, that's right, a year ago. Bad Blood,
Memorable
Neil
night.
Sedaka, number 1 in 75. Elton John singing backup on that. Or I don't know, he's got, I don't know if it's backup you would call it. 1984, Stevie Wonder, I Just Called to Say I Love You. KSR starting now. Bye, Moose friends. Okay, let's go to... We did this one recently, but not going to pass on it again. 1993. Billy Joel, number 1, with the River of Dreams. 23 years ago, No Doubt, Underneath It All. 14 years ago today, Adele, Someone Like You. 5 years ago today, Dynamite, BTS. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, our greatest motivation in life comes from not knowing the future. Our greatest motivation in life comes from not knowing the future. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG Litchfield. The Twin Lakes Best Mix.